Okay. Okay, can we start the first questions?
Yeah. Oh, I'm the only one that was here.
Okay.
Camp was playing for me.
He had a fill-in. We had a fill-in. He was
Playing the last
Play-
show.
Last first show.
Yeah.
It's great. I mean, it seems like the hardcore scene has like really grown a lot. I mean, it was pretty big back then, but like it's just multiplied, and everyone in the U.S. wants to come and play Indonesia. Like, really, like truly, everyone says you got to play Indonesia, and it's been probably the day we've been most excited to play. You know, just because everyone like, you know, bands like No Pressure and Anxious, and you say like, oh, it's just such a great time. So we're really excited to be here.
Okay.
And so like, yeah, I think looks like it's totally, the hardcore music here has grown, and sadly in both times there hasn't been much time to like really see Jakarta. That's my only regret, is that there's not enough time. You know, it's real. I don't think I can say, because like in both times I didn't get to see much of the city. It was always just like, it was like very in and out. It's hard to say.
Okay.
Cause I just was get off a plane, get in a van, go, and like, and then we get back in the van, get on a plane and go. Like, I just wish I could see more of the city.
What kind of street food?
I don't know.
Are you vegan, sir?
No. I eat a lot of meat.
Maybe you show
Some noodle soups, maybe.
noodle soup. Okay. Yeah. We used to have a thing called mie ayam.
Oh, yeah.
It's the best thing.
Oh, okay.
Bakmi.
Oh, banh mi?
Bakmi.
Yeah.
It's like a noodle. Most favorite noodles among Indonesians.
Oh, I thought you said banh mi, like the sandwich. Banh mi.
Bakmi. Yeah, it's like a noodle. Like it's a Indonesian chicken noodles. Chicken noodles.
Oh, I saw a place up the street from the venue with little tiny chairs.
Oh yeah, just like that. That's it.
Oh, okay. Maybe I have to go after we play.
Years ago when I wasn't able to be here, so just excited to be playing the shows with my my brothers here, and have the opportunity to be in these wonderful countries and to feel the love and appreciation, and it's mutual in every way. So just, yeah, me, I guess it's most excited to play music. Just play the music, yeah.
Very true.
Very true.
What
What do you guys do if there's a gig book someday?
We practiced on the couch right here like 10 minutes ago.
Not here. Okay.
Yeah, we try to practice when we can, but everyone lives in different parts of the country now. We all used to live in Massachusetts, but these guys live in California. He's moving to Austin, Texas, and he's in Mass, but you know, so it's difficult, but you know, we make it work.
Okay. So you just kind of do a virtual rehearsal, something like that? If you guys gonna do a new material?
Yeah, maybe we'll have like riffs. We kind of record them on the phone and then share them, and then like, you know, when the time comes, if we want to actually do a writing session, we'll organize it and just, you know, put it together.
Put it together.
Yeah, but it's not consistent. I wish it were, but the band is very spread out, and like we all have our own lives, and that's kind of the joy of the band, is that we all get to. Yeah, I'd say we're all involved, and someone has a riff and that they sent to us on their phone, and we say let's mess around with that one, and then like we just kind of go at it, and you know, like I'll think about like moods and stuff like that, and like, oh, that's too happy, let's get something depressing, or that's not angry enough, or like a little bit of that, but then it's very much centered around the riffs that these guys come up with, and then we take it from there. I don't really.
Or you just go whatever whatever chord I want to play.
Yeah, I think we're just whatever. We're you know, we're all from the hardcore world, and the language post-hardcore is like, I don't know. I think it's weird.
What do you guys say about post-hardcore term?
Like, what is post-hardcore? Or
I mean, is it an overrated term or it's just?
So I think it's a term that's been like, it's been used just to describe like people like in bands who played faster or more aggressive, and then they did a band that was like not as fast. Yeah, it began in like the 80s, 1980s, but I don't know, like I don't mind it. I don't really care. It's just yeah, but we're not like we still all love hardcore, so it's like, you know, we just play like a little more melodically, I guess.
But you guys listen to some bands like Rise of Springs?
Of course, yeah. I mean, the genre of post-hardcore is like the 80s and 90s. We all love it, so. Yeah.
Are those bands motivating you guys to pulling Fiddlehead?
I don't think that was like the goal. Like, we didn't want to like be a post-hardcore band. We just wanted to write music, and then like other people put the labels on it. So, you know, but we're, you know, I've always loved like the Revolution summer bands like Rites of Spring and Embrace and Grey Matter, and so for me it's some influences here and there. Do I agree? I like that.
Emotional is next time.
Yeah.
Any of you guys
My
listen
better
to?
half. That's not really a sad song.
Yeah, I mean, emotion is like laughter and joy and happy. That's emotions, and I think that that language is really born out of like weird interpretations of masculinity, like an attempt to like when hardcore bands and people in hardcore bands started to play something that wasn't overtly aggressive and hard. I think that there was really an attempt from like Thrasher magazine, actually, like, and people within that world to like return back to a misogynistic idea of what it means to be a man, and to, you know, the idea that it's like macho, it's angry, it's tough. So like anything that was outside of that emotion would be, you know, like you know, emotional. Like, you know, if you're sad, oh, that's emotion, as if like anger is not an emotion or joy is not an emotion. You know, I've always kind of loathed that term, because its roots are in a way to kind of, you know, make like to just hold on to this old ancient form of what it means to be a man, which I've always hated.
Okay.
Well, I don't know what you guys.
Do you think it's? I mean, do you listen to so-called emo bands like Texas?
Yeah. Texas is the reason. Like but you know, if you were to talk to Norman Brandon, he would probably say the same thing as I. It's like we were just bands. It's just like it's stuff I think for like music journalists who like are struggling to write something and can't think creatively, and so they'll latch on to like genre labels so that they can write and then turn something in for their editor and make money. It's just like I just, you know, I've always had a real negative view of that, because I feel like it's an attempt to kind of, you know, make the human condition and really like small and myopic and very narrow and
So it's like driving the readers to some kind of this mind mapping something.
Yeah. Like but it's possible. Yeah, it's part of the human reflex to just give a label to something. But it's I think it can be a bad tendency. Can be, it doesn't have to be, but like, yeah, it's a way to kind of rank something. You categorize it, you rank it, and then it's like, yeah. Anyway, I can go on and on. But yeah, I listen to bands that other people would call emo, but like, yeah, I've just, since I was a child, I've always been like, this feels like a weird term. I just generally think that like college is kind of like, it's important, but it shouldn't be thought of as like the only way to like make it in life. I feel like that it's a scheme in the United States to make it seem like the only way to live a good life is to like get good grades, and I just think that that's a bunch of bullshit, you know. And it's a fun trick. So, you know, but I do think college is at the same time an important feature, but hyper focusing on a college name can take away from the importance of like learning and actually developing a critical mind. Yeah, I mean, it's a great way to kind of like see if someone can, you know, is disciplined enough to do a job. I get that, but you know, it's become too much in my personal opinion, at least in the United States. It's become too much of a.
Oh, so it's the same thing in the United States. I thought it was in Indonesia only.
Yeah, it's a status marker, and I think that it doesn't have to be. You know.
Do you guys want to see every opening act that?
We try to. It gets a little, you know, like we want. It's not a chore. We're in another country,
We're
so
hardcore
it's
kids.
yeah.
Shows. That's how we became friends.
And also just like it's so interesting to just sort of see dynamics and differences around the world. It's like I don't understand why a band would like. It's not like we're here all the time, you know. So it's important to watch the bands because
Because sometimes you're just like, oh, okay, this is the band. And we go and
yeah.
You don't know what they are and you want to hear it.
Yeah.
I heard the Negative Approach cover and I was tapping the beer bottle.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's just like part of the value of kind of touring like around the world, you know.
Okay. Seeing other people
Yeah.
plays and seeing other bands.
Yeah.
Discover.
Yeah.
Discovering.
At home in the States, like sometimes I don't want to watch the openers.
Okay.
but only because I've been going to shows for 25 years, and so like, you know, like, and you know, I'm a busy person, but you know,
Your day jobs.
yeah, it's difficult.
Not at the moment. Just odd jobs, and I play a lot of poker.
On Facebook?
No, not on Facebook.
Dangerous.
Yeah, that's what. And then Cost over here.
I do have a day job. I'm an outpatient therapist, so I work in mental health back home. Yeah, with individual clients, some group work as well too. I do a medication management group monthly, but yeah, it's a good juxtaposition to playing music and seeing these guys. Certainly, the balances the seriousness of my work.
He gets a lot of new patients at our shows.
Yeah, I use it as a recruiting tool actually.
Okay. So it's just from I was kind of curious, like, do you feel it's weird, like, you're halfway across the world and then somehow you inspired so many kids back in the day, like, to change their life? Is it weird for you, or like it feels surreal?
Yeah, it's extremely weird. Totally weird.
Do you aim like when you start Have Heart, like, oh, we're gonna have to influence like all the kids like from another part of the world, or it just happens, like, and then you feel
It just sort of happened, but it, like, yeah, it was never the goal, but you know, I was inspired by bands growing up, and when you're young, it's great when you come across bands that like are like a compass, especially when you're in your adolescence and like your early adulthood, and maybe you don't have like this kind of stable immediate world. I would lean on these records to kind of just, you know, be motivating forces, and I wanted to, like, it's not like I wanted to like pay it forward or do the same exact thing, but I just saw like the social value of it. But like when I came to Southeast Asia, or we went to like South Africa or South America, like it wasn't like a crusade to bring positivity.
on South Africa video.
Oh, yeah.
You guys playing in front of
The
little
school,
kids,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah. It's just opportunities presenting themselves, but like I'm really happy to hear that, you know, like
How come that?
we made a connection.
How come you can play in front of those Catholic kids?
How did we get to play in front of those?
Yep.
It's a long story, but
I mean, how come they don't know hip hop is a hardcore band that louder?
you know, just cultural differences. That was a music school, and they were some of the most talented kids I'd ever seen play music in my life. Just classical music, jazz, like just unbelievable musicianship. You know, I just they weren't used to. They had never heard of hardcore, but and so that was the valuable kind of opportunity. Like, we're gonna play.
So it's like spreading hardcore reality things.
But it was never intended to spread it. Really, there was just like an opportunity presented itself, and in hindsight, it's great to hear that like someone from across the world, and it's very warming, and you know I'm super grateful for it. But it's tremendously weird because you know I think if someone were to like watch like a documentary of like our lives, they'd be very underwhelmed and bored. It's very, very like just regular life, and so it's strange because the percentage of time I'm spending outside of the town I live in is incredibly small. So it's a weird situation we've set up for ourselves, but it's a good one.
Some people have to struggle for their own.
Yeah.
What is Fiddlehead trying to represent musically? I would say the gamut, energy, impact, I don't know. Gravity, hits. We want to grab, we want to, you know, allure people. We want to pace the record, so we don't want to just be hit in your face. We want to also, we have a graph, a chart that dictates kind of our writing style, and it's really helpful. It's helpful having a teacher in the band holding the standard pretty high, and we all hold ourselves to a high standard of writing music.
Like there's not much intention, I don't think, but it's really just like, do we like that riff? Yeah. You know, like does it make us go like?
I don't like using the word organic, but there's a chemistry between all the members. It's not. Someone doesn't come with one song written and everyone learns it. Someone comes with one part and we collaborate. It's very
kind of
collaborative.
pitch on to that, and yeah, and it's just anything that makes you go like, I like that. That's it. That's like the rule of thumb. And you know, now with the third record, we're not like rewriting the same record over and over, and so like I think some of the records sound different because like, you know, like we just want to go towards what makes us go, that'd be fun. We haven't done that, you know, let's do that. So I think this recent record is a little bit more aggressive than other ones.
So that means that you want to have some improvement among every record you put out.
Say what?
You want to have an improvement as sound on every record that you or it's just like for example, like explorations, like you want it to sound different than.
Not necessarily sound different, just like really like something that compels us. And if we were, I think sometimes things are compelling because you haven't really done it yet, but then sometimes things are compelling because you really like it. And it's not like
There's moments on the record where it feels like we go back to our 7-inch that we wrote over 10 years ago. So it's not about improving necessarily, but it's about, I don't know. It's a good question.
It's somehow like organically it feels more compelling to you guys as the songwriter, right?
Yeah. Really, we just enjoy creating something out of nothing together.
I agree with Pat that the 3 LPs sound distinctly different on their own, but I think they all have an inherent character because there's just something about the way that, you know, Dow plays his guitar that is unique to Dow, and there's something about Al. Yeah, great riffer.
I think what also helps is that like you guys like for me they're consistently bringing bringing music to the table that I like. If they brought stuff to the table, I would be honest, and they would be honest with me enough to say, like, that sucks. and we're just, I think it's just pretty lucky because I really like the way that he writes riffs. I like the way that he plays drums. I think they like my lyrics. And
Yeah, it's singular in the sense that, like, the band sounds the way it does because I'm playing the drums the way that I play them, and Hinch plays the bass in which he plays it, and there's something special and magical about the way in which, at least to the five of us anyway, you know, independent of anyone else. You know, someone might think we all sound terrible together, and that's fine. But I think there's magic that exists with the five of us, and it's why, even though the records do sound different sonically, some of the songs are more aggressive on this new album than they were on the last one or the one before that even. But there's also something that is distinctly Fiddlehead sounding about it, and it's because of the fact that it's the five of us working together, writing music in the way that we do.
Which I think also answers your question about rehearsing.
Yeah.
We've been playing music together for 10 years, and there is this dynamic that's interesting. Not saying that we're savants that don't need to practice, but it naturally works.
Jeff, who runs Run for Cover, he and I both moved to Boston. We both went to college at the same time, and I met Jeff when he started Run for Cover, and it was, you know, he started putting out hardcore records, and he would come to, you know, have our shows, and I just knew him. He was growing his label. This is like back in 2003. But yeah, I just think that Jeff and everyone else who Run for Cover really didn't care about like genre. It was really about like whatever's good, and so that's one factor. The other factor is that it's Alex Henry was in Basement that was on Run for Cover, so that helped establishing like credibility with the label. But yeah, like the label's, it's a really great and excellent, well-run label. They treat their bands really fairly. So yeah, but you know, there's just, and they're local. They're a Boston label, so. Yeah, that's why I went there, and, you know, just, why not? Yeah, I don't know. I think,
What makes you believe that?
just actually what we're seeing with like artificial intelligence right now.
Yeah. Something like more intelligence than us.
Yeah, it just makes me sort of think that perhaps on another planet, another like kind of like human-like species created a technology that isn't reliant upon oxygen or something like that allows them to kind of travel the universe and the galaxy. And so perhaps it's just
One more perhaps.
well, you have to be, because I don't know, I'm just being careful, you know. I don't want any.
We don't know if aliens
I could be wrong. You know? Talking theory, but that's my theory, that it's probably like artificial intelligence from another planet that can travel without oxygen.
Do you think if they listen to Fiddlehead music, they'll like it?
Probably not.
I don't think so.
What's up?
I'm curious Costas' answer to this question.
This headline has existed on the periphery for me. I've read about it, of course, but I think, you know, certainly the possibility exists, and I think it's possible that, you know, our perception of what that higher life form would be not what we would sort of conjure in our own mind, or the limitations of our mind. So, yeah, I definitely am not resolute that there's, you know, nothing out there. So, and I guess it's slowly coming out now with the release of some of this classified information, or declassified now.
Aliens exist.
Tom was right. You know?
Tom was right. That's what.
So Smart Punk does read. They read Knurd Club.